Hello, my friends. Welcome to Storyline Myths.
I am so happy you're here today.
Make yourself comfortable. Take a slow breath, and let me tell you an incredible story. Imagine a world before our world. A world with no sun, no moon, no stars. Only darkness, only silence, only chaos. Now imagine a baby, a very special baby. This baby was born in the secret cave, hidden deep inside a mountain. He was hidden from his own father. Why? Because his father was a monster, a giant, a king who ate his own children. Yes, you heard that right. He swallowed them whole, one by one. But this one baby survived. This baby grew up in secret, far away from his terrible father. And one day, this baby came back. He came back stronger than anyone imagined. He came back to fight. He came back to save his brothers and sisters. He came back to change the world forever. His name was Zeus. And this is his story. If you enjoy learning English through stories like this, please subscribe to Storyline Myths. Your subscription helps us bring you more amazing stories for your English journey. Now, to understand Zeus, we must go back to the very beginning, back to a time before humans, before animals, before the earth and the sky. The ancient Greeks believed that before everything, there was only chaos. Chaos was not a place, it was not a person, it was emptiness, a dark, silent nothingness that stretched on forever. But from this chaos, something began to happen. Slowly, quietly. The first beings appeared. The earth appeared. The Greeks called her Gaia. She was warm, she was alive, she was the mother of all things. Then the sky appeared. The Greeks called him Uranus. He was vast and endless. He covered the earth like a blanket. He watched over everything from above. Gaia and Uranus came together, and they had children. But these were not normal children. These were not small or gentle. Some of them were giants, taller than mountains. Some of them had 100 hands. Imagine that. 100 hands on one body. Some of them had only one eye, right in the middle of their head. These one-eyed giants were called the Cyclopes. Cyclopes means round eye in Greek. The Cyclops were incredibly strong. They could build anything. They could shape metal with their bare hands. But Uranus, their father, looked at them and felt something dark. He felt fear. He did not think his children were wonderful. He thought they were ugly. He thought they were dangerous. He thought that one day they might try to take his power. So Uranus did something terrible, something unforgivable. He took his own children and pushed them down deep into the earth. He locked them in a dark place called Tartarus. Tartarus was the deepest, darkest prison in the world. There was no light. There was no sound. There was no hope. Only darkness. Forever. Gaia was heartbroken. These were her children. She carried them. She gave them life. She loved them. And now they were locked away, suffering in the dark. Her sadness slowly turned into anger, a deep, quiet anger. And she began to make a plan. Gaia and Uranus had other children too. These children were different. They were beautiful and strong. They were called the Titans. The Titans were powerful beyond imagination. They were tall like mountains. They were strong like earthquakes. They could move rivers and reshape the land. The youngest Titan was named Cronus. Cronus was different from his brothers and sisters. He was not the strongest. He was not the tallest, but he was the most clever. He was ambitious. He wanted more. He always wanted more. Gaia went to Cronus in secret. She whispered to him in the dark. She said, "Your father is cruel. He locked your brothers and sisters in Tartarus. They are suffering. Help me stop him. Free them. Take his power." She gave Cronus a weapon. It was a curved blade, sharp as the edge of night. It shone in the moonlight. Cronus took the blade. He waited for the right moment. That night, when Uranus was not expecting it, Cronus attacked. The battle was short. Cronus was quick and determined. He defeated his father. He took his throne. He took his crown. He took everything. Now Cronus was the king of all the Titans, the ruler of the entire world. At first, life under Cronus was good. The Greeks called this time the Golden Age. People lived in peace. There was enough food for everyone. Nobody worked too hard. Nobody fought. The sun was warm. The rivers were clean. Life was simple and beautiful. But something was wrong with Cronus. Deep inside him, a fear was growing. Someone had told him a prophecy. A prophecy is a prediction about the future. And this prophecy said something terrible. It said, "One day, one of your own children will take your power away from you, just like you took your father's power." Cronus heard these words and felt cold inside. He could not forget them. They echoed in his mind day and night. He could not sleep. He could not rest. He thought, "I will not let this happen. I will not lose my throne, not to anyone, not even to my own child." So when his wife Rhea had their first baby, a beautiful girl named Hestia, Cronus looked at the child. He looked at her tiny hands, her small face, her innocent eyes. And then he opened his mouth wide and swallowed her. Rhea screamed, she begged, she cried, but Cronus did not listen. He swallowed the baby whole. It happened again. Rhea gave birth to Demeter. Cronus swallowed her. Then came Hera, swallowed. Then Hades, swallowed. Then Poseidon, swallowed. 5 children. 5 times Rhea held her baby in her arms. 5 times Cronus took the baby away. 5 times she felt her heart break into pieces. Can you imagine that pain? Holding your child for only a moment before losing them. But Rhea was not weak. She was not just a victim. She was a mother. And the mother's love is the most powerful force in the world. When she felt a 6th child growing inside her, she made a decision. A quiet, powerful decision. Not this one. This child will live. Rhea left Mount Othrys, where Cronus lived. She traveled south. She crossed the sea to a beautiful island called Crete. Crete was far away from Cronus, far away from danger. On this island, deep inside a mountain, there was a hidden cave. The entrance was covered with trees and vines. You could walk past it 1,000 times and never notice it. In this cave, in the silence and safety of the mountain, Rhea gave birth to her 6th child. It was a boy. She held him close. She looked at his face. His eyes were bright, like tiny flashes of lightning. She felt something in that moment. She felt that this child was different. This child was special. She named him Zeus. But Rhea could not stay. If she did not return to Cronus soon, he would become suspicious. He would come looking for her. He would find the baby. So Rhea did the hardest thing a mother can do. She put her baby down. She kissed him one last time, and she left. She asked the nymphs of the mountain to take care of Zeus. Nymphs were gentle nature spirits who lived in forests, rivers, and caves. They were kind. They promised to protect the child with their lives. A special goat named Amalthea fed baby Zeus with her milk. The goat's milk was magical. It made Zeus grow strong and healthy, faster than any normal child. But there was a problem. Baby Zeus cried. All babies cry. But Zeus cried loudly, very loudly. If Cronus heard the crying, even from far away, he would know. He would find the cave. He would find Zeus. And he would swallow him, too. So the nymphs had an idea. They asked a group of warriors called the Curetes to help. The Curetes danced around the cave. They danced loudly, stomping their feet on the ground. They banged their shields with their swords. They shouted and sang. They made so much noise that nobody could hear the baby crying inside. Meanwhile, Rhea went back to Cronus. She carried something in her arms. It was wrapped in soft baby clothes, but it was not a baby. It was a stone, a large stone wrapped in cloth. She gave it to Cronus. She tried to keep her hands from shaking. She tried to keep her face calm. Cronus looked at the bundle. He did not look carefully. He did not check. He was too confident, too sure of himself. He grabbed it and swallowed it whole. He smiled. He thought the prophecy was defeated once again. But he was wrong. Very wrong. Zeus was alive. Zeus was safe. Zeus was growing stronger every single day. And one day, he would return. Years passed. The baby in the cave became a boy. The boy became a young man. Zeus grew tall and strong. His body was powerful. His mind was sharp. His eyes shone like storms. The nymphs told him everything. They told him about his father, Cronus. They told him about the prophecy. They told him about his 5 brothers and sisters, trapped inside their father's stomach. Zeus listened. He did not cry. He did not shout. He felt a fire growing inside him. Not anger exactly. Something deeper. Determination. He looked at the nymphs and said, "I am going to free them." Zeus left the cave. He left the island of Crete. He traveled to the mainland. He found his way to his father's palace. But Zeus was clever. He did not walk in with a sword. He did not announce himself. He had a plan. Some stories say Zeus disguised himself as a servant, a cup holder who brought drinks to the king. Nobody noticed him. Nobody suspected anything. Zeus prepared a special drink for Cronus. He mixed it with a powerful medicine. The medicine was given to him by a wise woman named Metis. She was clever, perhaps the cleverest of all. Zeus placed the drink in front of his father. Cronus drank it without thinking. Within moments, Cronus felt terrible. His stomach twisted, his body shook. He fell to the ground. And then he began to vomit. First, the stone came out. The stone that Rhea had wrapped in baby clothes so many years ago. Then Poseidon came out. Then Hades. Then Hera. Then Demeter. Then Hestia. All 5 of them, alive, awake, fully grown, and very, very angry. They looked at each other. They looked at Zeus, their youngest brother, the one who had saved them. And they knew the war was coming. This was the beginning of a terrible conflict. The Greeks called it the Titanomachy. This word means the War of the Titans. On one side stood the old Titans, led by Cronus. They were ancient. They were powerful. They had ruled for ages. They would not give up their world easily. On the other side stood Zeus and his brothers and sisters. They were young. They were strong. They were burning with a desire for justice. The war lasted 10 years. 10 long, terrible years of fighting. Mountains cracked in half. The sea boiled like water in a pot. The earth shook so hard that rivers changed direction. Fire fell from the sky like rain. For a long time, neither side was winning. The Titans were too strong. Zeus and his siblings could not break through. Then Zeus had an idea, a bold, dangerous idea. He traveled down to Tartarus, the same dark prison where Uranus had locked the Cyclopes and the 100-handed giants long ago. the same prison where they had suffered for centuries. Zeus broke the chains. He opened the doors. He set them free. The Cyclopes looked at Zeus with tears in their one great eye. They were grateful. They were free for the first time in their lives. To thank Zeus, they gave him gifts, incredible gifts. For Zeus, they made the thunderbolt, the most powerful weapon ever created. With it, Zeus could throw lightning across the sky. He could destroy anything. He could shake the universe itself. For Poseidon, they made the trident, a three-pointed spear that could control the seas and the earthquakes. For Hades, they made a helmet of darkness. When Hades wore this helmet, he became completely invisible. No one could see him. No one could find him. Now the young gods were ready for the final battle. And it was magnificent. Terrible and magnificent at the same time. Zeus stood on the highest mountain and threw thunderbolts that lit up the entire sky. The light was so bright it turned night into day. Poseidon smashed the ground with his trident. The earth split open beneath the Titan's feet. The 100-handed giants picked up rocks the size of hills and threw them like toys. The Titans fought back. They were brave. They were powerful. But they could not stop this storm. One by one, the Titans fell. And Cronus fell last. The king of the Titans, the father who ate his children, the ruler who feared the future. He fell to his knees. Zeus looked at his father. He did not kill him. That was not his way. Instead, he sent Cronus to Tartarus, the same dark prison where Cronus had locked others. Now Cronus would sit in that darkness forever, remembering what he had done. The war was over. The Titans were defeated. The world was free. After the war, Zeus and his two brothers needed to decide who would rule what. There was the sky, the sea, and the underworld. 3 brothers, 3 kingdoms. They did not fight about it. They did something fair. They drew lots. This means they left the decision to chance. Zeus won the sky. He became the king of the gods. He ruled from the very top of Mount Olympus, the highest mountain in Greece. The clouds were his floor. The stars were his ceiling. Poseidon won the sea. He dove deep beneath the waves and built a palace of coral and gold. Every ocean, every river, every drop of water belonged to him. Hades won the underworld. He ruled the place where souls went after death. It was dark and quiet, but Hades did not mind. He was patient. He was calm. He accepted his kingdom. The earth belonged to all of them equally. Zeus sat on his golden throne high on Mount Olympus. He held his thunderbolt in his hand. He looked down at the world below. He could see everything: the rivers, the forests, the cities, the people. He was finally the king, the most powerful being in the universe. But here is something important about Zeus. He was not perfect. The Greeks never made their gods perfect. Their gods were powerful, yes, but they also had weaknesses. They had jealousy. They had pride. They made mistakes. Zeus was the same. He was wise, but he was also jealous. He was fair sometimes, but he could also be cruel. He fell in love many times with many different women, both goddesses and humans. His wife, Hera, the queen of the gods, was often angry with him. She had every reason to be. Zeus also punished those who disobeyed him. There was a Titan named Prometheus who loved humans. Prometheus stole fire from the gods and gave it to the human race so they could cook food, stay warm, and build civilizations. Zeus was furious. He chained Prometheus to a rock on a high mountain. Every single day, a giant eagle flew down and ate his liver. Every night, the liver grew back. And the next morning, the eagle returned. This punishment lasted for thousands of years. That was Zeus. Kind sometimes, generous sometimes, but also harsh, also proud, also afraid of losing his power. Perhaps that is why these stories have lasted for so many centuries. Because the gods were not so different from us. They had the same fears, the same desires, the same mistakes. The story of Zeus is more than 2,500 years old, but we still see him everywhere today. When we see lightning flash across a dark sky, we can think of Zeus and his thunderbolt. When we visit museums, we see statues of him, strong and proud, sitting on his throne with his weapon in his hand. The most famous statue of Zeus was in the city of Olympia in Greece. It was one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. It was made of gold and ivory. It was so tall that if Zeus stood up, his head would break through the ceiling of the temple. People traveled from very far away just to see it. And of course, the name Zeus lives in our language. The word Thursday comes from Thor, the Norse god of thunder. Thor is very similar to Zeus. Different culture, different name, but the same powerful idea of a god who commands the sky. Even today, movies, books, and video games tell stories about Zeus. Millions of people around the world know his name. Children learn about him in school. Artists paint him. Writers write about him. Zeus started as a baby, hidden in a dark cave on a small island. He became the most powerful god in the ancient world. His story reminds us that even the smallest, most hidden beginning can lead to the greatest destiny. And you, my friend, are on your own journey right now. The journey of learning English. Just like Zeus grew stronger every day in that hidden cave, you are growing stronger every day with every story you listen to. Every new word you understand is a small victory. Every sentence that becomes clear in your mind is a step forward. Do not rush. Be patient with yourself. Keep listening. Keep learning. Keep moving forward, one step at a time. One day you will look back and see how far you have come, and you will be amazed at your own journey. Thank you so much for listening today. If this story brought you something good, something interesting, something useful, please leave a comment below. Tell me, which god or goddess do you want to hear about next? The mighty Poseidon, ruler of the seas? The beautiful and powerful Athena, goddess of wisdom? Or perhaps the dark and mysterious Hades, king of the underworld? Subscribe to Storyline Myths so you never miss a new story. And come back soon, because another incredible journey through ancient mythology is waiting for you. See you in the next story, my friend.